Welcome back to the channel and to Moortown Golf Club, spectacular place, host of the 1929 Ryder Cup, all the way back when I was a youngster, just kidding. It was very, very windy, so I've done my best with the audio. Only got 6 holes today because it just became carnage after my camera just kept falling over. But it is what it is. Here we go on the first, a nice easy-ish start. 479 yard par 5. Wind hard off the left and into though makes things very tricky. Usually not a driver on this hole, but I've hit it anyway. It's heading a little bit right, I'm probably going to miss the fairway, but I'll take it, it's in play, good stuff. I mean, it's in play, I'm literally an inch from the hazard. Didn't think I could reach, but it's bone dry outside. This is a 4-iron. Dust flying all over the place into my face, the camera lens and my nostrils. Got nowhere near the green. This is a little sand wedge from about 60 yards. Trying to bump it onto the front and roll it up to the flag. Wind didn't touch it, but birdie put inbound. I played this hole twice in the past and made a 4 both times, and add a third under par early. I was going to say this is a break par attempt, but it's so windy I'd have been happy with God only knows what, just happy to be out on a lovely day. 3-wood off the second, don't want to run out of fairway at the ditch that crosses this fairway at about 280. Hit an absolute perler, nice high draw against the wind, and here we go. First time the camera's fallen over, apologies, I've missed it. That's a 6-iron from 185, rolled it up pin high but just missed the green right. So putting from the fringe down the hill to this flag. Panicked, don't know why I'm swiping my putter, but managed to clean up for par and was still 1 under. What a great start this is. This is a tough hole though, fortunately with first one downwind and it's bombs away with the big dog. Nailed that down the right centre and that is glorious. 400 plus yard hole and reduced to, well, a sand wedge basically. You can see the tassel of my golf bag flapping about in the wind, which isn't ideal, but that's straight at it. It's taken a wild bounce like it's on concrete. Fortunately stayed on the back of the green but nearly rolled off, and it's blowing a gale here. Could barely stand up straight since I'm made out of crepe paper. Duffed my first putt but managed to still make a par, and this is just wonderful to watch. First of the short holes then. Not particularly long, this is an 8-iron, but wild wind from right to left and maybe a bit of hurt. So I've started at a mile right. Came back nicely on the wind though, and that's actually brilliant. Although I'm further away than 2 out of the 3 of my playing partners. Birdie chance though down the slope. However, it was never on line, but we'll tap in par and things are going a lot better than I would have expected in this weather. Here we go then, can't really see what's going on here, just a short hole but by no means easy. Watched everybody else duffing their tee shots into the thick rough left, so that's just a 4-iron and hopefully into the fairway. Turns out to be perfect, and we have about 90 yards into this back flag, which would normally be a sand wedge, but it's straight into this wind. So I've hit a 52, but given that nowhere near enough, and from 90 yards I'm still 90 or so feet away from the flag, you can barely see me. So uphill and into the wind, this needs a good whack. And a splendid job if I do say so myself. Very happy with a tap-in par, and this is going to be the last hole of the actual live feed. I've got pictures of the next holes and I'm going to talk you through all 18 as I wipe driver, and when I mean wipe, I've missed the fairway by a good 70 yards to the right and onto the next hole. Fine though. So yes, I'll describe how I played each hole when it comes to it, and then if you stick around till the end you get to see my overall score, and it'll be quite surprising, I'll tell you that. That's another sand wedge, taking a huge bounce off the fringe, and we're past. Don't know what my brother's doing, just getting himself in frame as I have another long look for birdie, but happily take 2 putts. Left that a bit short and still work to do here. but made it. What a start. I'm a bit delirious, to be honest, but here's the 7th. Trouble left and right, so piped my tee shot down the middle, which was great. Hit a 4-iron into the crap on the left. Managed to chip it over the green and then got up and down for a 5, which was wonderful. Then you move on to the picturesque but very scary 8th par 3. Probably one of the mentalist greens I've ever seen. Left an 8-iron short of the green. Chipped my 9-iron just past pin high and left myself a naughty little downhiller, which I somehow made. Very surprising, but not complaining. And then we move on to hole 9. A very, very long and huge left to right dogleg. You can see the picture from the dogleg. Managed to hit a fairway metal or a hybrid into the middle of the fairway, leaving myself 190 yards. Hit a nice 6-iron, but left it just short left on the fringe where I managed to get up and down with the putter, leaving me with a 35, so 1 under par score on the front 9. Oof. So here's the statement hole, the 10th, with the biggest bunker I've ever seen on the left. Don't want to get in there because you'll never get out. Downwind and off the right, so I hit 9-iron on this reasonably short hole. Careered off the back of the green, which I didn't really think was possible, and left myself in an awful spot. Managed to dump my chip onto the green, but only managed to 2-putt bogey. So back to level. An 11th hole, right to left wind, not particularly long, so just slung a 3-wood into the fairway, which was great. And then played one of the worst shots of the day with a sand wedge where I managed to short side myself, missing the green right, but managed to lob my ball onto the green and hole a 2-footer for the par there, which was brilliant. And then on to the last par 5 on the course, and the longest, where I hit my tee shot with the wind left to right, way right into the rough, and then just had to hack a 9-iron down the fairway, which did a lot better than I thought downhill. Managed to chip on to about 7 feet and rolled that putt in for the second birdie of the day, and we're back under par. And then on to the second hardest hole on the course. Fortunately slightly downwind and absolutely bombed my drive down the middle. Pulled my sand wedge a little bit left, having only had about 90 yards to the green. And then rolled in what can only be described as the best putt ever from about 50 feet downhill and across the slope. So after 2 in a row, we're arriving at the 14th, a very narrow par 4, and absolutely spanked a 3-wood down the middle, which was just glorious. Only had 40 yards to the front of the green, so chipped it on, but scared of the bunker on the right, left it a little bit left of target. 2-putted for the par, and we move to 15 now. Another uphill par 4 with bunkers all over the show. Managed to smash my 3-wood yet again. What a great day it was with that club. Into the fairway, chipped on from 70 yards, left it under the hole, just missed the putt for birdie, so another par, and was still 2 under going into 16. Now 16 is a long hole at over 400 yards, but I hit 6-iron off the tee because of the ditch that you don't want to go in and nowhere to hit your ball over it. And then had 160 in, hit a wedge which normally goes 130, went over the green and into a nasty little spot, chipped it onto about 15 feet and then drained the par putt, celebrated wildly as we moved on to 17, another gorgeous par 3, 137 yards and hit 52 to about 6 feet and lipped out for the birdie, so par there, and on to the last hole of the day, and one of the greatest I've ever seen finishing holes wise. 419 yards, bunkers to be avoided on the right, you can't go left because there's just trees and OB, belted driver down the right side, just about got away with it where you can see the picture here, slapped a 56 degree onto the front edge, and then somehow managed to 2-putt along a huge slope for a 69 and 2 under overall. And look at this analysis, just green everywhere. What a round. Happy with that. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time for more content.